What if I told you that 37 years before Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 vanished into thin air, an American passenger jet simply disappeared? No wreckage. No bodies. No answers. And unlike MH370, this mystery is completely forgotten. In 1947, a flight took off from New York with 32 souls on board, bound for Bermuda. It never arrived. And what happened next will shock you. But here's the interesting part: the final radio transmission from this flight contains a message so disturbing, investigators are still debating what it means today. Picture this: December 28, 1947. The world is still recovering from World War II. Commercial aviation is booming, and everyone wants to fly to exotic destinations. Star Tiger, that was the name of this British South American Airways flight. A beautiful Avro Tudor 4 aircraft, gleaming silver, representing the pinnacle of post-war aviation technology. But here's what's absolutely mind-blowing: this wasn't some small private plane. This was a major commercial airline with experienced pilots, state-of-the-art navigation equipment, and perfect weather conditions. The flight had already made one successful leg from London to the Azores. Captain Brian McMillan, a decorated RAF veteran with thousands of flight hours, was at the controls. His co-pilot and radio operator were equally experienced. At 10:30 p.m., Star Tiger took off from Santa Maria Airport in the Azores, heading for Bermuda. The flight should have taken about 13 hours. Weather reports were favorable. Everything was routine. At 3:15 a.m., the radio operator sent a position report. Everything was normal. They were on course, on time, flying at 2,000 feet with excellent visibility. That was the last anyone ever heard from Star Tiger. When Star Tiger failed to arrive in Bermuda, search and rescue operations launched immediately. This wasn't like today. They had radar coverage, radio beacons, and established flight paths. But here's what's absolutely chilling: despite covering over 280,000 square miles of ocean, searchers found nothing. Not a single piece of wreckage. No oil slick. No life rafts. No bodies. The official investigation revealed something that still gives aviation experts chills today. Ready for this? Star Tiger was carrying enough fuel for 16 hours of flight. They disappeared after just 5 hours. That means even if they were completely lost, they should have been able to fly for another 11 hours, potentially reaching land or being spotted by ships. But here's the kicker that investigators discovered. The weather conditions were so perfect that night, visibility was unlimited. The sea was calm. Other aircraft in the area reported no problems whatsoever. So what happened to 32 people in a massive aircraft in perfect conditions over one of the most traveled shipping lanes in the world? The theories are as wild as they are terrifying. Pilot error or disorientation? McMillan was one of the most experienced pilots of his era. Weather phenomenon? Clear skies and perfect conditions make this unlikely. And here's where it gets really strange. Some investigators noticed that Star Tiger disappeared in an area that would later become infamous for mysterious vanishings. You might know it by another name: the Bermuda Triangle. But before you dismiss this as conspiracy theory nonsense, consider this: Star Tiger was just the beginning. Over the next few years, multiple aircraft would vanish in the same region under similarly impossible circumstances. Here's what keeps investigators awake at night: the final radio transmission. At exactly 3:15 a.m., Star Tiger's radio operator calmly reported their position and said they expected to arrive in Bermuda on schedule. 20 minutes later, they were gone forever. Today, 77 years later, Star Tiger remains one of aviation's greatest unsolved mysteries. Unlike MH370, which at least left some debris and digital breadcrumbs, Star Tiger simply evaporated. 32 people, passengers and crew, vanished without explanation, leaving behind grieving families and a mystery that continues to baffle experts. But here's the question that haunts aviation investigators to this day. If a commercial airliner can completely disappear in perfect weather conditions over a well-traveled route, what else is lurking in our skies that we don't understand?